Hey there, Lisa Pezik here, and thank you for tuning into the Lisa Pezik Show. I am so excited to share with you and answer one of the most common questions I've been getting in the last month or two when I have been up in my speaker jam and my speaker game and getting in front of people to develop that trust, to share my goods, sometimes to be paid, sometimes not being paid, but building relationships. And I want to kind of explain what options are out there when you are a speaker, how you nail a speech, because not all speakers are created equal, and what you should be thinking about if you want to get into the speaking world. Now, the first thing I want to share with you is that there is no like introduction or graduation or certificate or degree that you need to become a speaker. I firmly believe if you decide that is how you want to share information with people, then boom, you're a speaker. Isn't that great to know that you don't have to do any kind of training? Sure, if you want to get in masterminds or take online courses or read the book written by the guy who runs and came up with the TED Talk, all of that is crazy, super helpful. But I don't want any of that to hold you back from getting yourself out there, because we know, let's say, for example, even doing a Facebook Live, that's speaking. There's 7 billion people on this planet, and 1 billion of them now are on Facebook. So face-to-face is one of the quickest ways that people can get to know about you, can see your energy, see your style, make opinions and judgments about you, good or bad. And if it's bad, then they're not an ideal client for you. And if it's great, you can build trust and get your message across quite quickly through speaking. So I believe that even if you have an online, strictly passive income online business, speaking is something that you do want to add as a revenue stream, kind of that online and offline business, because human connection, I believe, is what this world is craving. Even with online courses now, they're saying 3% of people finish online courses. When there's a live component, a live Zoom call, a live event, something where there's face-to-face, whether it's in person or over the computer interaction, people will finish the course. They will work their way through and want to buy the next thing from you. So speaking is fantastic. Now, what are your options? What I've experienced is many times I am either A, speaking for free and able to offer something free of value at the end. Things like a lead magnet, a free download, a free book even. I'm into bestsellers. Sometimes I leave a book for people, a free ebook. I have my lead magnets that can nurture them and get them on my list and get them in my community. And then later in that automated sequence, it can offer to them another way to work with me. I had a client who just spoke in Australia. He offered his free book as a digital download. And the next day after speaking, he followed up with the people that opted in. Now, this was not automated. He manually followed up with the people who opted into the book and offered them a $6,500 retreat. This was like over 100 people that opted in, and 2 people took the $6,500 ticket to go on a retreat with him. So that's what, 13K made off a freebie, and he spoke for free. And that's what I've done a lot of times, spoke for free, got them in a nurture sequence or followed up with them, which has led to a bigger sale. Sometimes it has led to a bigger sale. Sometimes it hasn't. Maybe you need to nurture and send out some emails and educate a little bit more in the hopes that eventually, when the time is right, they will come around and buy from you. The second type is not being paid to speak, speaking for free, but being able to make an offer at the end. Sometimes they say, hey, I really believe that my audience will get value from something with you, and I want you to be able to offer something. And that was just at a conference I was at this past weekend. I was able to speak for free and offer my online and 9 course at the end, which resulted in a few sales there, which small room, there was only 30 in the room, and we got about 18 people in there, which was fantastic through speaking. And I'll tell you how that happened and what you want, the do's and don'ts. And then the last option, actually, I shouldn't say that. Then the other option is maybe you are paid. The third option, I'll say there's 4. The third option, you are paid to speak. Did I say this already? I got back late last night from our conference. I don't even know if I'm making sense. You are paid to speak and you offer something free at the end. And that's always great too if you're paid to speak. But I want a win-win. I want to be either paid or making an offer. I don't just want to be paid and then leave, but a lot of speakers use that as a very sustainable business. They fly in, they get paid, they do their thing, they fly out, and off they go. A workshop or something may be an example of that, where you are paid to come lead a workshop or give a talk at an office or a community or an organization. You get paid and you leave. And then the last type is a pay to play. And this has been coming around in the last 10 years or so, maybe, because what was happening is people were going on stages, not having to pay, offering something at the end, and then the organizer was taking 50% of those sales. So let's say I'm asked to go speak, I don't have to pay, I make an offer at the end and I sell 10K worth of product, 5K of that goes to the event organizer, and I only take home 5K. Well, what a lot of organizers were doing is saying, I don't want to worry about that split and that rev share. Why don't you just pay me 5 to 10 to 15? I've even seen things as high as 20K. You pay me to come and speak on my stage. I walk away, meaning the organizer, with that 5, 10, 15, 20K, and you keep 100% of the, sorry, my cat, I know podcasters, you can't see this, but on video, my cat is headbutting the camera. He missed me as well. You keep, okay, stop, Kitty. You keep all of the proceeds. So you pay to play, meaning you pay, let's say 10K to get on that stage. But if you sell 50K worth of product at the end from your offer, you get to keep all 50K of that. So if my brain is working correctly, to recap, it's you don't pay and you can offer something free at the end, like a text from stage, but you can follow up later with them. You pay, but pay and offer something at the end, pay to play, or don't pay and rev share. So those are some examples. And you have to kind of decide, you know, what makes the most sense for you. So I started completely free, meaning I would come and speak for free and I would offer something free with that nurture sequence in hopes to get people into a sale, build a relationship, and have them buy from me later. I've recently just started to pay to play because I know now I've tested that I can convert on stage and a pretty good amount of the room will take the offer. So that's what made sense to me to say, I'm not worried about that because I know I'm going to make back my investment. I've also been paid to speak, just flying in, do my thing, getting paid and leave. So it really just depends what makes the most sense for you and where you're at in the process. If you're not good at making a heart-centered offer, meaning if you've not made offers for people to work with you, you've not made offers from the stage, you're not familiar with sales language and messaging, don't pay to play. I would say don't pay to play until you're comfortable that you can convert. I would either try to get paid to speak, or I would just go and give value for free, offer a freebie, and either have an email sequence that's automated or follow up with them later. Now, what makes a great speech? So I've been speaking a lot in the last year, my own workshops, other people's conferences, and then just podcasts, YouTube videos, all these sorts of lovely things. But when I'm in front of an audience, on a stage at a conference, story. And I've been studying under Bo Eason, so I give all the credit to him and his team. They have taught me how to be an excellent storyteller. And after every speech or presentation, people come up to me and they say, I felt a connection to you. When you talk about your mom, I think about my mom. When you talk about your pop, I think about my grandpa. When you talk about your husband, I think about my husband. When you talk about you in college, I think about me in college. And it instantly unites us. So personal story, you must have weaved through your presentation. And I start with story is what Bo taught me. Meaning that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. Not, thank you for having me, love the energy in this room, so excited to see you. They feel your energy and excitement and your love and connection when you start with story. No icebreakers, no warming them up. You must get warmed up so that when you step on that stage, you're ready to play. And I'll talk about what I do to warm up in a moment. But story is everything. And you got to tell it like you're taking them back to it. Like they are there watching a movie of your story. In a movie, they don't tell you how to feel. They don't tell you what to think. They just paint the scene by scene by scene. And that's what I want you to do. So must have story, must have teaching steps. And yes, even if you're only given a 20-minute time slot, you must teach them something. I can't tell you how many speakers I see nail the story or somewhat try to tell a story. Maybe they don't do it great, but they have story weaved throughout. But that's all it is. It's a motivational speech. It's an inspirational speech. And you're like, yes, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. But now what does that mean for me? So there must always be teaching how-to steps in it. And then at the very end, you must have a call to action. Now, if you've got some more time, you might want to tell some more stories, teach a little bit more, bust some objections, share some testimonials, share some quotes, share some statistics. All of that is really helpful. But if I got a really short time slot, I'm going story, I'm going teaching, and I'm going call to action at the end. Whether it's transactional, right? Buy something from me if I'm allowed to make an offer, or it's subscriptional, meaning download my lead magnet. You can get this freebie, check me out on Facebook, download my book, download my planner, whatever it is that you're giving away. Check out my YouTube channel, subscriptional, transactional, or subscriptional. When it's time to get on that stage, regardless as to what type of scenario it's in, and you've got your content, you've practiced. When I'm given a time mark, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, I practice to know that I'm exactly hitting that time mark. Because I can't tell you how many speakers I've seen where they've literally had to play the Academy Award music and pull them off stage. And that is not how you want to end. The last thing people remember about you is that you didn't have your stuff together and they had to pull you off stage. Not good. I've seen people have to rush through offers at the end because they didn't leave themselves enough time. You must, or people who just get lost in their content. You must practice those time marks so you hit it. And honestly, I don't use PowerPoint unless it's something that you can't say, something that they must see on a slide. But keep one point to one slide. Keep it so simple, because I've seen people fumbling around with PowerPoints and hiding behind their PowerPoints. The best speakers, you just are with them. You're watching them. It's like an actor or an actress or in a play. You're watching the characters, and that's what people want to see. But the most important thing is that you're ready. You've practiced your time. Even if you got slides, they're exactly what you wanted to say, and off you go. You know it. Even if the PowerPoint froze or crashed or lit on fire, you could still give your speech. And energetically, you've opened your body, you've moved your body, you've spoken some words. I have a vocal warm up from Roger Love that I do. I have a grounding exercise from Bo Eason that I do. I don't want to share their goods. That's not for me to share. But I want to share with you that you got to move your body. You got to start speaking. You got to activate yourself and open up your voice and your movement and your connection to people in the room. You got to, get in there and go, this is go time the second that your foot hits that stage or you step up and grab that microphone. There's no warming up process because people aren't going to hang with you. That's a lot of information coming at you. So I want you to digest all of that. But that is answering a lot of the questions that I get from people. Now, you want to know more in depth? Let's say the offer piece. You're going to download my 15 P's to convert the leads. That's on my website. I'll put the link for that in the show notes. It's free. Download script, fill in your information, off you go. You need more than that. Let's book a 15-minute quick call and I will help you with your next speech. Or maybe we do need to do some transactional stuff and you want to book some strategy calls so that you are ready to go. I'll leave the ball in your court because you know how comfortable or not comfortable you are, but know that whatever it is, I got you. Thanks for tuning in to the Lisa Pezik Show, and I'll see you again next time.